AI is way worse than you think. Let me explain. AI has been a thing for a very long time, but the last few years, it's kind of taken off to a degree where it needs to be talked about. I'm sure you're already very well aware of all the terrible uses of AI that we've seen in the last couple years. What am I looking at right now? What is that? Today I want to talk specifically about AI and art. We've seen a lot of controversies of if this company's using AI in this film or in this show or on this poster or on this or on that or wherever else, and whether or not you think AI is bad or not is kind of irrelevant for today's conversation. Because today I want to talk about how AI is making art not fun. And to be honest with you, it's not just art. It's kind of just life in general. Think about it like this. Anytime you were scrolling on Twitter or on Instagram or on YouTube or wherever, and you saw this really cool painting or this really cool, piece of art or this really cool VFX or this whatever, you're like, wow, that is really sick. That's really cool. I like this. This is insane. I love the way this looks. I like the way that it is. And you'd get excited. You'd be like, wow, that looks really cool. For instance, think of some of your favorite comic book artists. Think of some of your favorite artists in general. A lot of people pride Jim Lee as the best Batman comic book artist in the world. And the funny thing is that there are so many people that would look at his art and go, that looks like AI. Now, my point isn't really to draw attention to people that can't tell the difference between art and AI, but the idea is that there's a question at all. Because again, despite how you feel about it, AI can unfortunately make some incredible pieces. So as time goes on, people that don't care if something is AI or not will just enjoy that content, whatever it may be, and then over time, everything in life will start to become less and less cool because you're not seeing anything that's real. You're only seeing things that were created to be cool. Another example would be if you ever scroll through YouTube or Instagram or Twitter or whatever, and you see those cool trick shots that those guys do. You ever see trick shots where a guy's sitting in his house and he has a Nintendo Wii sitting upright and he just tries to throw a disc into the slot and he does it 70,000 times, and it's a montage of all the misses that he makes, and then he does one and it finally lands in the Nintendo Wii slot and it goes in, and then it takes the disc and it goes, and then the game comes on, the light blinks. You know those, and he always freaks out. He's like, whoa, I can't believe I got that shot. You know those videos? Yeah, well, guess what? It's 2052 and now AI can make a video just like that. But they did it the first try. And he also did it with 9 discs back to back like a juggler. The honest truth is that most people would probably rather watch that. Unfortunately, it seems like a huge portion of the population does not care if something's AI or not, as long as it looks cool. And like I said, this spreads from things that aren't just art. It could be trick shots, it could be animations, it could be people themselves. A few years ago, the first time I ever saw AI, I hated it from the beginning. And the ironic thing is that I said eventually there's going to be a day where they're going to try to make fake celebrities that are just complete AI. They're not a real person whatsoever, and they're going to be doing people things, going on talk shows, doing cool things, being, social media stars and all that. And within the last few weeks, I've seen literal people vlogging, but they weren't people. And it's wild to me because those same videos, if they were actual real life people, would have 0 views because they weren't doing anything entertaining. It wasn't like the AI character did a double quadruple somersault backflip, kickflip, back spring handstand off of a building and then landed in a pool or something. Bro was just standing around talking, holding a skateboard. There was also one of an AI version of Jesus and some other biblical figures just talking and hanging out, and that was also kind of crazy. That was a little weird. My point is that as time goes on, regular things won't be as cool. Fun little cooking videos on YouTube Shorts won't be as fun because you can watch an AI video of a bunch of food that you want to see immediately made exactly the way you want it to be made and everything else. Cool videos of giant tall buildings in New York or in Thailand. Completely irrelevant now because it does not matter whatsoever that we're seeing a real building, because now you can have an AI video that looks just like it at the perfect angle with the perfect lighting, complete 8K quality, and it's just everything in life is going to become less and less cool the further this goes along. And the last issue that I want to talk about is actually the exact opposite of this. People that claim they hate AI so much that they're willing to say literally anything is AI. It's become so silly at this point that I actually saw someone the other day say that they don't use search bars. Like if you were to go to Twitter and then search something in Twitter, like search someone's account, because a search bar is AI. You said what? Say that one more time. People are saying things like in DaVinci Resolve, an editing program, the editing program that I use, if I was to right now, in this video you're watching, shrink the video down using the scale tool, that was AI, apparently. That's what people are saying now, is that using a tool is AI. So let's clarify really quick. What is AI? In the simplest way I can put this, AI, or artificial intelligence, is basically a computer attempting to mimic a brain. Its entire purpose is that it works and learns and develops new ideas on its own. Most AIs nowadays take things and information and images and everything else and videos and anything from the internet and try to call it all together to give you an answer or a response or an image back that is like an amalgamation of all of those things, like jumbled together. So essentially, using the drop shadow tool in a photo manipulation program to put a shadow underneath your text wouldn't be AI because, the program's not learning anything. It didn't really think on its own. You said, oh, I want to put a shadow under this, hit the shadow button, it made a shadow. The drop shadow tool only makes shadows. It doesn't have the ability to learn anything else. It's just a tool. With the logic that people are having right now with AI, a phone would be AI. I don't mean a smartphone, I mean a phone. Like, dial numbers, beep, beep, boop, boop, and then it connects you to somebody else. Your monitor, your literal monitor that you're watching this on, if you're watching it on a phone screen, if you're watching it on a PC monitor, if you're watching it on a TV, all those things would be AI, yeah, and with this logic, because how are the colors appearing? Because, the TV has, a chip in it, a technology that says to put the colors in this specific area. With the logic that people are having now, then that would be AI. That means everything in life would be AI. There's a difference between things that were made to do a specific thing and then something that's made to learn how to do everything. And that is AI. So right now, I want you to do something. I want you to look down underneath this video, underneath the title, and I want you to look at the subscribe button. It probably just lit up and did a cool little, motion when I did that. Now, I'm not sure how YouTube's done that, but the idea is that I've seen people say when you click the subscribe button, it changing color is AI. Now, if I was to guess how they did this, I would say that YouTube used the subtitles that are placed on the video. Every time I say a word, the automatic subtitles recognizes what I'm saying and then, puts it as a subtitle. I'd say that they took those subtitles and then every time the word subscribe or like was used, then it just, triggers a little effect and it makes the subscribe and like button, flash and flicker and do a cool little animation. Now, let's say that YouTube did use some sort of AI algorithm to listen to the words that I say in the video and then recognize the word subscribe and recognize the word like. That's basically subtitles as it is. This is the kind of use where it'd be pretty sketchy for people depending on whether they like it or not. But I digress, because I think you understand my point that this is just a conversation in its own and we have to wonder what this is, what that is, and people are speculating if something's AI, if something's not AI. That's my point. That's it for this video, though. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I want you guys to know that TutsByKai will always remain AI free. So I will see you guys in the next one. But until then, bye-bye.